Borada. A very good morning to everyone attending this inaugural conference for the Western Gateway. It's an honour to be opening this event, which is such an exciting milestone for the partnership and all who look forward to seeing it achieve great things. We are, of course, meeting against the grave backdrop of the appalling events in the Ukraine. I know that your thoughts, like mine, are very much with the Ukrainian people and what we as a country can do to support them. It's at times like this that we most value opportunities like this to come together in a free and open democracy to build something better for those we serve. And I'm especially delighted to be speaking to you today in my role as both Levelling Up Secretary and also Minister for Intergovernmental Relations. In this last role, it's my job to make sure that the UK government works well with the Welsh, the Scottish governments and the Northern Ireland Executive, particularly when it comes to shared challenges like levelling up and the race to net zero. The Western Gateway has a unique role to play in these defining missions. It's without a doubt a special partnership. Spanning the English and Welsh borders, it's testament to the success of devolution and the strength of our United Kingdom. And I'm very pleased that Von Gethin is joining you today from the Welsh Government. That underlines our joint commitment to the Western Gateway's success. It's a partnership that's also at the forefront of our low-carbon ambitions, with the area poised to become a global beacon for green energy. Through its strengths in advanced engineering and digital technology, it also promises to turbocharge the UK's ambitions as a science superpower. So, this dynamic, enterprising part of our United Kingdom is, in every sense, going from strength to strength. And a lot of the credit must go to Catherine Bennett for her tremendous leadership over the 2 years since the partnership's launch. It's thanks to this that the Western Gateway has become one of the UK's top economic powerhouses. I'd also like to take this opportunity to welcome Catherine as a valued member of the Levelling Up Advisory Council, which was announced in our Levelling Up white paper. And a huge thanks too to the leaders of the constituent authorities, in particular Councillors Jane Mudd and Toby Savage from Newport City Council and South Gloucestershire for their unflagging commitment and contribution. Western Gateway progress is incredible, and it's incredible to think about a journey that has taken us this far, because it began with something as simple as the ending of the tolls on the 7 crossings in December 2018. But that far-sighted decision, delivered by my friend and colleague Alan Cairns when he was Secretary of State for Wales, has effectively supercharged the flow of transport, goods and labour to and from Cardiff and Bristol, bringing real economic benefits to communities on both sides of that border. I was fascinated to read in your refresh prospectus that over 140,000 people now cross the Severn Bridge every day. Talent unleashed to find opportunities wherever they exist, between the regions of South Wales and the west of England. Your prospectus makes clear that the Western Gateway has never looked back. Now, of course, with 14 of the world's 15 largest aerospace design and manufacturing firms in the Western Gateway, we have a unique opportunity. And, not far from where this conference is taking place, there is a world-leading manufacturing hub of compound semiconductors, powering everything from iPhones to satellites. And on the other side of the Severn, Bristol and Cheltenham are home to some of the biggest cyber manufacturers and innovators in Europe. Each of these is a vital part of the other's supply chain. And we see collaborative research between the universities of Bath, Bristol and Swansea, spurring exciting developments in the use of hydrogen as an alternative energy source. Of course, Russia's invasion has only served to heighten global concerns about energy security and costs. So our move into greener, more self-sustaining forms of energy cannot come soon enough. To that end, the launch today of an independent commission on tidal energy in the Severn is very welcome news. I'm also aware that you have submitted a strong bid to host the STEP nuclear fusion prototype plant at Oldbury and Berkeley. One of 5 proposals has made the final shortlist by the UK Atomic Energy Authority, and that That proposal draws on expertise in steel production in South Wales, lithium production in Cornwall, construction excellence in Somerset, and of course, materials engineering in Bristol. That's a fantastic example of how this pan-regional partnership can add value at scale. And I know that the Secretary of State for Business, Energy and the Industrial Strategy is looking forward to receiving the UK AEA's recommendations later in the summer. But whatever the outcome of that process, the Western Gateway has already put itself firmly on the map when it comes to green energy, helping the UK blaze a trail towards net zero, delivering fairer, greener growth. These aren't just Western Gateway success stories, but United Kingdom success stories. And I know that your ambition is to aim higher still, to go global, so that the Western Gateway can take its rightful place alongside the Northern Powerhouse and the Midlands Engine. We share that ambition. That's why pan-regional partnerships and strengthening local leadership are at the heart of our efforts to drive up productivity and to reverse persistent geographic inequalities. And all of that has been set out in our Levelling Up white paper. Levelling Up is a UK-wide mission because we know, as the Prime Minister has said, that talent is spread equally across our countries, but opportunity is not. Indeed, disparities have persisted between and within places for decades, under successive governments and across the whole United Kingdom. It's clear that overcoming these unacceptable divides is a shared challenge for all of us, for Cardiff as much as Whitehall, for all parts of the United Kingdom, for all governments, whether it's the UK government, devolved administrations, or local government. And of course, it's a challenge for all parties: Plaid, Conservatives, Labour, Liberal Democrat, Green, Independent. We're all in it together. None of us has all of the answers or all of the tools to make our country fairer or more prosperous. So it's right that we work together in all our interests. That's what the people who we all serve expect. And that's what we're committed to do. And through the latest growth deal, which was signed last month between the UK and Welsh governments, we'll bring more jobs, investment and growth to communities on both sides of the border. And it's through a successful conclusion to our long-standing review of intergovernmental relations that we will be in a position to create stronger working relationships between the UK government and devolved governments. Crucially, of course, as well, our ambitious plans to level up in Wales, in England, and in every corner of the United Kingdom depend on that partnership. We've heard a lot about levelling up in the North and Midlands, and it's critical that we do so. But we also know that the Western Gateway region faces its own challenges too, with significant pockets of deprivation and inequality. There are some communities who are still struggling after decades of deindustrialisation to find their place in the new global economy. But we want to help you tackle these challenges head on. That's what the partnership is for, that's what we're for, that's what the Welsh Government is for. We want real investment that breathes new life into our towns and cities and drives long-term prosperity. And that's why communities in the Western Gateway have secured £105 million through our Levelling Up and Community Renewal Funds, £800,000 for Newport's flourishing film and TV sector, £3.5 million for a new transport hub in Porth, and training and work experience projects across the west of England, Gloucestershire and Wiltshire to help young people secure jobs and support the region's transition to a green economy. But the reforms set out in the White Paper now allow us to go even further. We're moving more public research and development investment beyond London and the southeast of England and towards Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland and the north of England and indeed the southwest. We're also backing Welsh and English small and medium-sized enterprises in the Western Gateway with £3 billion of funding through the British Business Bank and Global Britain investment funds. That should boost the region's burgeoning fintech sector and support its advanced manufacturing base. We're also replacing the old EU structural funds with our new £2.6 billion UK Shared Prosperity Fund. That money will go straight to local councils in England and Wales to invest in local priorities, including in communities in place, people in skills, and support for local business. The White Paper also champions a significant shift in power and funding away from Whitehall. And as part of our guarantee, we are making sure that by 2030, every part of England that wants one will have a new devolution deal. And that will be underpinned for the first time by a new, coherent devolution framework for England. As a result, counties and other areas which haven't so far had the opportunity of devolution will be able to see local people taking more control over their communities, and that means their voices will be heard more clearly. In this job, I found that local leaders of all political stripes have broadly welcomed this agenda. And that's no surprise, because there is nothing like having a dedicated advocate on your side for your community. And I look forward to playing my part, along with my friend and colleague Simon Hart, to ensure that the Western Gateway has just that. Passionate ministerial champions as well, to bang the drum for you at home and abroad, to see this partnership take the next step to go from a national to an international powerhouse. The prize within our grasp couldn't be greater. A boost of £34 billion for the UK economy by 2030 from improved productivity. The Western Gateway becoming one of the fastest growing economies within the United Kingdom and a science superpower in its own right. A successful partnership across governments, across political parties, across the public and private sectors that's leading the way on some of the biggest challenges that we face, levelling up and net zero. We're behind you all the way in this endeavour. Because we all know that if the Western Gateway can rise to this challenge, we all can. Diolch. Thank you all very much, and I hope today is the success it deserves to be.